Well, hello, General Hospital Daily Recap fans. Today's daily recap is for Monday, July the 24th, 2023. Monday, July 24th. Well, Nina's supposed to be, this was her visiting day for, to visit Willow and Wiley and probably little Amelia, but Willow was worried because Nina was a no-show, which would be unlike Nina. And Nina didn't even text saying she wasn't going to make it, was going to be late. So Willow's like, I hope everything's okay. And Michael's like, it's disappointing because most people would think, why didn't you just text me? Right. So Michael says, well, I have my reservations about Nina, but we'll see. I mean, they don't know what could have happened. So, of course, that was because Nina and Sonny went to Ferncliff um, to make sure Sasha was settled in, or as good as they could see that she was settled in. Sonny has some connections at Ferncliff and Shady Brook, so he's trying to make sure she's taken care of. We need to take care of that doctor, right? So they get back to GH, and Nina says, "I was supposed to be at Willow's. They're gonna thought I think I flaked." And I'm thinking, why didn't you text, right? And so he says, "Look, once you get there and explain what happened, they will understand." Yeah, but you know what? But Michael, and Sonny looked, and she goes, "No, no, I'm not even gonna say that because my main go-to when I'm worried and upset is to blame Michael and Carly for things." And I'm thinking, you think, Nina? So she backed off, right? So she shows up very late. It's almost Wiley's bedtime, but he was still up playing. And Michael says, "Nina," because she knocks on the door and Michael opens it and he's like, "Nina, you're very late and it's almost Wiley's bedtime." And so Willow says, "Michael, just, like let her into the door." So she goes, I can explain. But she sees Wiley, Grandma. So oh, Wiley, oh my goodness, you look so good. You got so much bigger. And you did so well while your mother was sick. So Michael says, "Nina, can I speak to you for a minute?" And she goes, "Yeah, yeah." So Michael says, "We don't really bring up Willow being sick now that Willow is home. We are directing Wiley's attention to his mother is home now and she's getting better, getting stronger every day." She goes, "Oh, okay." And so Willow said, "What happened?" And she goes, "I wasn't here because Sasha's in trouble." And Michael and Willow said, "Wait, what? She's in trouble?" There was an incident um, that happened. Somebody was sent to GH. Sasha was sent to Ferncliff. And Michael said, "Ferncliff? Not Shady Brook? It's Ferncliff." And so they're like, "Oh no." So Michael says, "Oh, let me go out and make some phone calls." And Nina sits down and she's talking to Willow and she's like, "I don't know all the details, but this is like out of the blue. And I've just am worried about Sasha." And so Willow says, "Nina, I want you to know that I do see how much you truly care for Sasha and how much you show Sasha that you care for her. I want you to know I see it. And so Willow says, "And I want to tell you this. I've noticed how you have respected my boundaries. You stopped this petty revenge vendetta against Carly. You have everything that I have asked. You've done it." And Nina initially, of course, flashed back to her telling Martin, "No, no, I'm proceeding full steam ahead on against Drew and Carly, right?" So she goes, "Yeah, I tried, yeah." And so Willow said, I can't say, goodness, we're going to have a whole new clean slate. She said, but I would like us to definitely try, you know, to keep on these positive steps and build build a relationship here forward. So Nina's like, yeah, okay, okay. And so Wiley comes down the stairs because he had gone up the stairs and he came down the stairs with one of his toys. And Michael had been outside talking to Sonny because he called Sonny right off. And it's funny, he's back to calling Sonny dad again. And Sonny notices that, right? He goes, Nina just told Willow and I about Sasha. What is going on, Dad? And Sonny's like, he goes, no, we just came from Ferncliff. I'm a heavy donator to Ferncliff and Shady Brook. I've got some people with eyes on Sasha. We're going to try to take care of Sasha. And Michael says, well, we need to do everything we can. Right. And so Sonny said, look, I'm on it, Michael. I'm on it. So he goes, okay, thanks, Dad. Right. So he comes in and Nina's playing with the toy with Wiley, and he tells Wiley, Wiley, it is past your bedtime, bud. You've got to go on and go upstairs to bed. And so Nina goes, oh, you know what? That's probably my cue. I'm gonna go ahead and leave. And she says goodbye to Wiley. And Grandma Nina, are you coming back? And so Nina looks at Willow, and Willow says, we'll talk about it, Wiley. We'll talk about it. And so Nina says yes. And until then, she says goodbye to him. And because let's face it, Willow already said you're in my close circle. I'm gonna need some help with Amelia and Wiley. So yes, Nina will be invited back. She had a very valid reason for being late. And Willow already said, that she said baby steps though, Nina. We have to take baby steps. And Nina said, okay. And if I overstep or I'm too overbearing, let me know. So Willow's like, oh, I will. Like, girl, you ain't gotta beg me, I will. So anyway, that was a good visit. It was a good, we all knew. All Nina would have to do is just give Willow some time. Give her time. But Nina had to go do something that's going to come back and bite her in the butt. You know what? Whatever. So then Carly goes to Kelly's and she puts the clothes sign on. And she was like, I was wondering, why is she looking around Kelly's like that? Is she thinking, I'm going to sell Kelly's, right? And Jocelyn knocks on the door and she goes, hey, Josh. She goes, where have you been? I had to use the Find Your Family app to find you here. And I'm thinking, oh, good. Goodness, because we use that in my house. My son has me on his. I have him on mine. We know where each other is at just to make sure we're all safe, And my son's 30. So anyway, she tells her, oh, because Jocelyn wanted to find her. The phone call Jocelyn got. Remember, she was at the pool. She got a phone call and she goes, wait, what? That was a friend of hers or somebody from college, a friend of hers from college. Her mother told her to call Jocelyn and to put in a good word. She wants to buy Carly's house. And so Jocelyn is saying, why did I have to find out this way that you're gonna sell the house? She says, nothing is in stone, Joss. Nothing is in stone. I'm having an open house. I'm just seeing what I could get for the house. That's all, right? Watch Nina try to buy that house. I'm just saying. So anyway, Jocelyn says, she goes, well, what are you doing here at Kelly's? And she says, remember I said I had Diane Miller said she had something else in the works. And so Josh said, yes. She says, well, a parent can gift or sell something to their child and it will be okay. She says, Bobby sold me Kelly's for $1. And Jocelyn said, what? And she goes, yes, $1. I own this now. I'm going to spruce it up. I'm going to renovate the rooms upstairs. And Jocelyn's like, you're not moving in here, are you? She goes, no. But she said, because she goes, Mom, you can still get the MetroCourt back. My dad could help you. It's the first time I've heard Jocelyn even think she got a dad. My dad can help you. I can help you. I told you, I don't care about, trust fund. We can help you get that hotel back. Sonny, she goes, I can't use Sonny and Mike. She goes, but me and my dad can help. So Carly says, you know what, Jocelyn? I'm not about to take any of your money from you. She said, if I do decide to sell the house, and I don't know that I am, it's just a house, Jocelyn. I will get everything I had back. I'm telling you. And I'm going to do it on my own. And I'm thinking, well, aside from the fact your mother helped, she just sold you this whole family business for $1. But yeah, Carly's going to have to turn it around because see, Kelly's was never a big money maker. It really wasn't. I mean, if Carly really wanted to make the money, she would be selling Kelly's, right? Because I know Kelly's could probably get $5 million. It's a staple business. Been in business for years. It's just a Port Charles staple place. But no, Carly is going to make something of this place. And I'm liking it because I would like to see what she goes, look, this has been in our family from years, from great Aunt Ruby to Luke to Bobby and now to me. And so she's really excited. And me, I'm thinking I'm excited for her. We're going to finally get Carly out of the kitchen from baking muffins. We're going to now see her at Kelly's, people going and coming. She'll be able to interact with quite a few people. So you know what? I'm excited for that chapter for Carly. Let's see what happens in this chapter for her. So now, and she goes, oh, Bobby's in Amsterdam taking care of Luke's affairs. Well, Luke died well over a year ago, so I don't know what affairs Bobby's taking care of because all his affairs have been handled, which is why Tracy's here, right? Even though Tracy wasn't married to Luke, but what is Bobby doing this late in the game, right? It's been well over a year. Well over a year. Oh my goodness. Maybe a year and a half that Luke's been gone. So they still just haven't decided how they're going to introduce, the story that Bobby is dead. And then maybe that's what's going to happen. Bottom line, like everybody's saying, the house that Bobby was living in was Carly's house that Jax gave her with the divorce. So Carly does have more than one house. But I guess it was never, in her mind, I'm going to have my mama move out and I'm going to sell that house. But if something happens to Bobby, then that still is Carly's house. They just haven't talked about it, shown it. As a matter of fact, I don't even remember what the decorum in that house looked like. I don't remember the layout of that set for that house, but we'll see what happens. We shall see, because all she would do is, with the news of Bobby, sell that one and keep the one she's living in. But anyway, so now Carly owns Kelly's. And now we also have, oh, this was good. Drew goes to Cyrus because I guess he couldn't have a conversation in the visitors room, which none of them should have been able to stay in there. So he goes into the library where Cyrus is working. Cyrus, I guess, took Spencer's job, right? So anyway, remember Book was fighting for that job, which is why that was his excuse for picking on Spencer, right? Cyrus has the job. So Drew asked him point blank, did he have anything to do with Curtis Ashford getting shot? And Cyrus was like, no. For one thing, you and Curtis were responsible for rescuing my great nephew in Greenland, which means I am forever in both of your debts. You got him away from his evil uncle, Victor Cassadine. He said, so no, I had nothing to do with that. And I honestly believe him. He would not do that. There would be no reason for him to have Curtis shot, right? And so he goes, yeah, but we all know how you feel about Sonny Corinthos. You could have been, going after Sonny. And Cyrus says, I'm a changed man now. I had nothing to do with the shooting. So then Book comes back in. And Book is picking on Cyrus. Now, see, Drew don't know the chain of command. Cyrus was the one who scared Book off, right? When Spencer was in there. Now, all of a sudden, he's knocking the books off the shelves, and Cyrus is stepping back like he's afraid. And I thought, ooh, Cyrus is testing Drew, because Cyrus ain't hardly afraid of Book, even though Book came in with one, possibly two others. I can't remember if he came in with one or two. For sure, we see one in the picture. Well, of course, Drew does his Navy SEAL thing and whips him up, locks him up, right? And he goes, you're a white collar criminal up in here with us. How did you learn to, he goes, what you don't know is I'm a decorated Navy SEAL. And you don't want to test me any more than this, right? So you're going to leave him alone, right? Or we're going to have a problem. So Cyrus goes, because he told Cyrus, where's my book of blah, blah, blah? And he's knocking all the books off the shelves. And so Cyrus, she's watching Drew in action, right? And so Cyrus says, I think this is the book you're looking for. And Drew lets him go, and the guy snatches away, and he snatches the book out of Cyrus's hand, and then he pretty much throws it on the table and takes something that was on the table. And it wasn't the book, but I don't know what. Cyrus doesn't smoke, but it almost looked like he took a pack of cigarettes off the table. And Drew was helping Cyrus pick up the books, and Cyrus is saying, you know what, you really don't need to get involved. And Drew says, you look like you needed me to get involved. You actually look scared. And I thought, nah, Cyrus, they work for him. See, that was my goal. My goal was to see if Drew would step up and protect him as a decent human being. Or would Drew be afraid he's outnumbered, by these two guys in jail, but Drew showed no fear. Well, he wouldn't show fear. Come on, Drew's Drew. Drew played a good Jason, but it was Billy Miller who played a good Jason, right? Not Cameron Matheson. No. He couldn't be Jason, but Billy Miller was a good Jason. So anyway, Cyrus was telling him, you really need to come to our Bible study. And he goes, I'm not about to get involved with you and your group, your guys. And so Cyrus said, in here it's all about family. And Drew said, I'm gonna tell the warden what happened here. He goes, why don't you tell the warden? He goes, oh, no, no telling. And so Drew says, I have nothing to lose. I'll tell the warden what happened. He goes, the warden won't do anything against them. Just leave that alone. And Drew looked, and so Cyrus says, I'm going to tell you, here we got different family groups. You need to join a family to be protected in here. I'm just saying. And so Drew just looks at him. And I'm thinking the warden won't do anything about them. We'll see if the dynamics in Pittenville has changed, because that dynamic is booked with Cyrus, but maybe it did change because he's trying to get Drew to come to his little religious thing. Book couldn't be sitting up in there if, you know, as part of Cyrus's family, or Drew would know, wait, what's going on here, right? So we'll see. I don't know. I don't know the story they're getting ready to tell in Pentonville. But I mean, I would think Cameron Matheson would be gone soon with the strike, but maybe the job he was going to do with what was he's going to do, a movie, what's the name of that, those movies, Lifetime movie. Perhaps with the actor strike, he can't go do that, so they still are just writing stuff for him here. I don't know. I really don't know. So now we have the guy that interrupted Austin and Ava and Sonny and Nina at the Port Charles. And I don't think that's the Port Charles Grill. That don't look like no PC grill. I don't. The wording is, I think that's Brie. That's called Bria's or brioche, whatever it's called. He is in. No, Mason texts Austin that I'm in your office. We got a problem, right? So Austin comes in. Now Dex is following Austin. Sonny still has him tailing him. But Dex couldn't see inside of Austin's office because the shades are pulled. But that guy is there. And Austin comes in and he looks at him. And so Mason said, he goes, whatever his name is, Joe Smo, says we owe him money. And I don't owe him any money. And he goes, yeah, because now I'm in Sonny Corinthos's crosshairs. Yeah, you owe me money for that because I didn't sign up for that. And so Mason looks at Austin and says, what is this? And he goes, oh, your cousin didn't tell you? Sonny stepped in while I was talking to him, and he's pretty protective of your cousin over there. So like I said, now that he's, I'm in his crosshairs, that's going to be $100,000. That's what it's going to cost you. And Mason kind of looks. Mason looks at Austin. Austin looks at him like, does he seriously think he's getting $100,000? So Mason, I guess, apparently tells him, yeah, you're going to get your money. Because look, he didn't have $100,000 in his jacket pocket. But the guy is happy with the resolution. Obviously, he thought he was going to get the money. And meantime, Elizabeth comes outside of Austin's office and she sees Dex and she said, can I help you? And Dex is like, oh, I got turned around here. She goes, and no, it seems like you snooping outside of Dr. Gatlin Holt's office. He goes, no, I got turned around in this corridor. I was trying to figure out, that I'm going to turn around and go out. So she goes, no, we're leaving now. So Elizabeth says, don't think I don't know who you are. And I'm Cameron Weber's mother. And I do know the part that you played in the breakup of him and Jocelyn. So Dex kind of just looks at her, because Dex is respectful. He's just looking at her. And so she goes, and I know who you work for. So we're not going to be bringing in any kind of trouble into the hospital on my watch. And he goes, no, ma'am, no trouble, right? So he, as Elizabeth's talking to him, he sees this guy, Joe Smo, leaving out the front door. So he goes, matter of fact, I'm going to leave. Or she tells him, you know what? I think you need to leave. He goes, yep, you're right. So he goes out the side door and he's calling Sonny saying, yeah, boss, that guy fit the description that you said, that approached the table. He left the office with Austin, but there's someone else in there, I think, too. And so he goes, but I'm going to follow him. I'm going to see where he goes. So Sonny's like, okay. So Dex gets outside, and of course, in the alleyway, there's Joe Blow on the ground. Now, I didn't see blood, but let's face it, he's expendable. So he's either shot or stabbed. We're going to find out tomorrow. Dex might just tiptoe right on out of there. He might check his pulse. He didn't today, but Dex is not going to get involved in that because look, the guy's outside the hospital. Come on now. But anyway, so yeah, they took care of him. I don't know why he thought he could make demands like that on the mob. And he's just a low-level worker, right? So then now this was the good part. Evil nanny, bad nanny, nasty nanny. She comes in. Now, I don't know when Ava got a butler, but Ava got a butler, Jeeves or Jives or whatever, right? And so he lets her in, and so she's doing the polite act and gives her the resume. And she goes, I didn't know you had a butler. She says, yeah, in a house this big, I need one, right? And so she goes, that'll be all, Jeeves. And so he leaves, very well, miss. And as soon as he gets out the door, the chick, she goes, oh, I see on your resume, you studied early childhood education. And so she goes, cut the crap. The help is not around. That resume could say whatever. She said something like off the wall, stupid. And you're going to hire me. It's already done. It's a done deal. And Ava looked at her like, girl, who do you think you what? And so she goes, no, you still are going to be working for me. And the girl said, absolutely not. That's not how this is going to work. And so Ava's looking like, what? So the girl comes walking back. She made herself a drink and is taking a sip. And Ava takes that drink out of her hand and sets it down. Says, wait a minute. No, this ain't gonna work because I'm not about to hire you. And so she goes, well, you don't know how this is gonna work because for your safety and your sake and the sake of those you love, oh, you're going to go right along with this. She goes, what do you mean? Those I love. And I thought, see, Ava, you're going to put this chick in charge of taking care of your daughter. Sonny should never forgive you if anything happened to Avery. Never forgive you. Because this chick is more violent than Nell, right? So she goes, what do you mean the people I love? She goes, when was the last time you talked to your mother, Delia? And Ava looked at her. What are you talking about? What's going on with my mother? So she picks up Ava's phone off of the table, gives it to her and said, I think you need to call your mother. So she calls Delia. And Delia's like, one, girl, what you calling me for? It's been years, right? And she goes, I know it's been a while, Mom, but I missed you and I just want to see how you're doing. And apparently Delia was telling her, oh, I'm on my way out of town. She met a new guy she's been seeing, and oh, he's so nice. And he's taking her to a cabin in Poltuck. And I think I'm calling Ava Nina, and Ava said, you don't even know this man, Mom. Why would you be going to a cabin with somebody you barely know? That is not a good idea. But see, Delia's being Delia, and I used to love Ryan's Hope. And Delia was a hot mess on Ryan's Hope. She was young then, right? I think her mom's name was Meg or something. But anyway, so she ends up hanging up on Ava, and Ava says, nothing. And so the girl's on the parapet, which is the top left picture. And Ava comes, look, she's got that look that I'm gonna kill you. So she's slowly walking behind her. And the chick says, that's close enough. And she turns and she looks at Ava and she said something to her. And so Ava, when she passes, oh, she lets out this, this angered scream. I'm thinking, oh, Ava, good for you. You in some trouble now, girl. How you gonna get out of this? Right? So she comes back in and she says, no, absolutely not. I am not about to deal with you all. And nothing had better happen to my, and as she's saying it, the girl reaches back and slaps Ava across her face. And Ava's like, whoa. Ava's getting ready to turn and look at her. And just then, Sonny says, what's going on here? So now they're going to have to recover quickly. But Sonny's going to sense. I mean, I'm sorry, everybody. That girl's spidey senses ought to make all the hair on the back of his neck stand up, right? It really, really should. And Ava, here's what Ava should do. She should do an interview with Sonny. Let Sonny talk to her and say, oh, yes, Sonny, I've made up my mind. And then look at her and say, you can go. I will call you tomorrow, little Miss Muffin, right? And dismiss her. Soon as that chick gets out the building, Ava needs to come clean with Sonny with everything. With everything. Because now these people, the reach, they already got her mother. And the chick says, no, he's a friend. And he's just keeping an eye on your mother to ensure you cooperate. She needs a large operation to help her with this. Okay. And she should know by now it ain't Austin, because every time Austin calls and saying, if you don't do what he says, you in danger. Avery's in danger. And he's probably going to say, and your mama's in danger. See, no. I can already see Austin. No, Ava should see and know Austin ain't up to no good. Sonny sees it already, right? So we'll see what happens tomorrow. Let's see what happens, because no way, Jose, with this nanny be allowed. And there's no way Carly would let her into her house, because Carly be, look, I don't care what you do with Pilar. Pilar is working in my house. That was an accident. And Pilar has, she's responsible, and I know it'll never happen again, right? So that's all that happened. Let's go to comment corner. I'm going to whiz through these comments. Hello there says, I think Sonny is going to find out about Dr. Demented and have both him and Mason taken out. This is going to get good. Lisa says, oh my goodness, the new Molly is 12 years older than TJ. She is older than her sister Sam. Isn't Sam supposed to be the older sister? Yep. Lisa says, Cody kept quiet about all of this. He hadn't done anything to help Sasha. He kept his mouth shut about everything Gladys has done, spending Sasha's money. He needs to be taken out. Woo. I don't know about Cody needing to be taken out, but anyway, Lisa says, because Sasha stabbed Cody, that's why she has to go to Ferncliff versus Shady Brook. Lisa says, Gladys is trying to stop Diane from representing Sasha like she has the authority. Who the heck does she think she is? The doctor is trying to get Sasha to go into another break. I hope Diane can see what is going on. Don't listen to that crazy doctor. He is supposed to be on Sasha's side. Once they see the video, they will know that Gladys is setting her up. What video? You know, the one at the pool where she started fighting with Cody. I'm so glad they know what she is doing, that she's doing her wrong. They don't know that at all. Gladys is not about to get caught yet. And the doctor he's supposed to be on every patient's side as far as taking care of their mental health, but he's not like a private psychiatrist hired by Sasha. He's a court-appointed evaluator. So he's supposed to be evaluating her mental state and reporting to the courts. Even though, look, we know he is the one making her mentally unstable, which is horrible. And then Lisa says, why does Portia think she has to be the one to tell Curtis he'll never walk again? Right after he tells her that things were going to get better and he was going to take her dancing. Well, actually, she told him, yeah, after he told her that. And then Lisa says, Sonny knows that Sasha was not seeking drugs. Or do you mean taking drugs or seeking them out? Yeah, maybe. She was on the road to recovery. That is why he got Diane to represent her. Once he hears that about this doctor, he will not be happy. And then Linda says, hopefully the sub-writers will listen to the fans and give us what we want to see with these characters. Let's hope. Susan says, I believe Sophia Mattis had her Matson had her baby June 21st. Susan, I looked it up. It's May 21st. She had her baby May 21st. I sure hope Sonny and Diane put their heads together and determine that Gladys and the doctor are behind Sasha's condition. And then Sandy says, why don't they just drop a house on Sasha's head? It would be less painful. The poor girl can't take anymore. Diane always looks fabulous. I don't understand what this doctor is getting from drugging Sasha. He and Gladys are disgusting. I don't truly know what he's getting out of all of this myself. I really don't. LaShawn says Kevin Collins needs to be seeing Sasha Gilmore. I know, but he's off with Laura. LaShawn also says Gladys and Dr. Montague need to be sent to Pittenville for what they're doing to Sasha. Yep. And then Lucy says, Diane Killamilla to the rescue. Appreciate all you do. Daily recap lady. Thank you, Lucy. Kimberly says, I like the name Killamilla. Lucy says to Kimberly, me too. But I read somewhere that Diane Miller doesn't like the name Killamilla. Who would like that name? I'm a very well-established, prominent attorney with a spotless record. I do not want to be called Killamilla. No, Robert. Anita says, I love Diane. She is the best. Diane knocked Gladys and the doctor verbally off their rockers. Their expressions were, oh crap. I know, she sure did. Anita says, Portia should not have given the medical news to Curtis. She kept a secret for 20 years, but now she needs to be honest. Plus, she is not Curtis's doctor. Oh, well. Karen says they are still married. And Linda says, I know Curtis's doctor should have been the one, but Portia is a doctor and his wife. So Curtis's doctor will let that slide. DB says she can't win. I am willing to wait until they recast this poodle. Oh my goodness, that was a little mean, DB. And Sabrina says, hi, Daily Recap Lady, regarding Sasha. That doctor seems like he is taking Sasha's case personally. That is why I thought he was going to send her to Ferncliff regarding Jocelyn. I think she got a call telling her something happened to her dad or her grandmother Bobby. Nope, it was a call from her friend wanting to get an inside scoop on Carly's house. We found that out today. Regarding Cody, I've never liked this character. Like you, he could have prevented all of this by telling Sam to check the bank records. I hope he goes to jail for fraud for the suit against the WSB. I don't really want Cody to go to jail. I mean, he's growing on me. He's growing on me. But look, but by far do I really like Cody. Mm-mm. Lastly, I think we're going to see a recast of TJ. I hope I'm wrong. I'm hoping you're wrong too, Sabrina. Just my thoughts. Because no, they need to recast this Molly. This Chemo Beauty says, I thought Carly owned another house that all the kids lived in before she moved in with Sonny. Yes, she did. That was the same house that Nell tried to convince Carly it was haunted with Morgan's ghost. She didn't sell. Did she sell that house? No, I think they said Bobby moved into it. And then Anita says, very true. Jax gave Carly a house. Bobby was living there. And LaShawn says, Gladys called Sonny and told him about Sasha. Oh, okay. LaShawn also says, Curtis Ashford is going to get a miracle and walk again, just how, like how Sonny is walking now. Leanne says, Sophia Matson is doing Dream with the Sasha storyline. You mean must be doing very well, but maybe that's what you mean. Sasha storyline. I hope she is back on the screen soon. And then Ron says, Sonny's back. With that toast he gave Austin was a mild threat for his ears only, and he clearly got the message. Diane's good. Now this, wait. Diane's good now. That's the way you handle that doctor. He didn't expect her to pull no punches. No, he didn't. She handled him phenomenally because Diane Miller is a phenomenal woman. Well, that is it for the daily recap of General Hospital. I will be back tomorrow. Let's hope. I think it's getting pretty good. I think it's getting pretty good. Maybe I am sensing a bit of a shift in writers. You know, this soap needed some fresh blood writers. And let's see what they do for us, everybody. So I will be back tomorrow.